Hello there, Runnineers. It's Manny again, and we had some news that just dropped, and it basically has to do with next year's Coast to Coast. So I'll go over that very quickly. It kind of revealed next year's Wine and Dine, so that's why I have this on, because it's basically told us when it's going to be. And at the very end, I'll tell you guys a way that you can basically get some discounts if you want to get a discount to sign up for runDisney, or if you're just going to Disney for a run or for anything else. There's the ways of getting some discounts, and I'll talk about that at the end. But before we do, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give the channel a like. We really like it. And most of all, please comment down below. Reach out to me on social media. I love interacting with you guys if you haven't figured that out already. So the big reveal was that we got the information for Coast to Coast to 2026. So before we get into that, understand this. It does not go by the runDisney season. So the runDisney season starts basically this year was September. Next year it's going to be October. We got that basically revealed also. So October, November roughly, and it goes on to April. And so the Coast to Coast is a little bit different. It basically has to do with a calendar year. So 2026. So this is going to be for 2026. And let's take a look at it. So this is the Coast to Coast Race Challenge 2026. These are the qualifying combinations. On the left, we got Disney World. On the right, we got Disneyland. But as you can see, Wine and Dine has been revealed for 2026. So a couple of things that I really want to go over is, number one is that remember that it has to be a run that's 10 miles or more. So 10 miles, half marathon, full marathon, even the challenges, as long as they have a half marathon or a full marathon involved, or the 10 miler, those are fine. A 10K by itself does not qualify you for a Coast to Coast. A 5K does not either. Now, if a 5K is in the form of the Dopey Challenge and you do finish that half marathon, full marathon, just on down the line, the Princess, a 2-course challenge, if you do the 10K and then you finish the half marathon, and of course the Springtime Surprise, if you do the three race challenge and you finish the 10 miler, that's the important one. So just remember that, and you have to finish it in order to get your medal, because you do pick up that medal at the very end. So that when you finish your second run of the Coast to Coast, that's when you pick up your medal. Now, the other takeaway is that there is only one way of getting Coast to Coast medal when it comes to Disneyland. So next year, there's only going to be one Disneyland run, which is February 1st. It's going to be that last week in January going into February 1st. So February 1st is going to be the run. If you do not do that run, you do not qualify for Coast to Coast. So even if you did it this September, that qualifies for 2025. For 2026, you have to do that one. So if you're not signed up for that, let's say you're signed up for the 10K, the 5K, whatever it is, and you want to get that Coast to Coast medal, this is a good time to reach out to me or reach out to any of the charities. I do contact them on a regular basis. So there is a few that probably still have the bibs for the half marathon, so that way you can get in there and you can qualify for the Coast to Coast for 2026. And after that, it's a crapshoot. So we don't 100% know when they're going to come back at Disneyland. Probably not 2027, 2028, maybe starting in 2029, 2030, so forth and so on. So this is going to be the last year. So next year is going to be the last chance that you have to basically get the Coast to Coast medal. Now, the sneaky thing that came out that basically was revealed was, now that we know that the Wine and Dine weekend is going to be October 21st-ish to 25th. So, because it basically says, if you noticed, it says that October 25th is going to be when the Wine and Dine half marathon. So that's your last chance to qualify for the Coast to Coast if you did Disneyland earlier in the year and you haven't done any of the races. So next year at 2026, the October run. So it basically says that it's going to be that weekend. My perspective, or my opinion basically, is that they're trying not to double up on Halloween, because they usually do these runs like right after or before, so that way they know that they're going to get a lot of people there at Halloween, so they're trying to get the crowds there a little bit before or after. So it may be a year or two before we see them go back into November. I do think they'll go back to November. I pray that they go back into November, and the reason is because it's a little bit cooler. There's more chances of it being being a little bit cooler because this past run was pretty hot. And if you need more proof that they're trying to not double down on just a race weekend, remember that when they've had the Halloween runs, the Oogie Boogie Bash was the Tuesday before the runs and not until the Tuesday after. They didn't have any in between. And again, they didn't want to double up. So just remember that. And before we go, I promised you guys that for some of you, not everybody, there's a possibility that you can get a little bit of a discount when signing up for the run in a form of a gift card. So Sam's has announced that this November 7th, so this coming week, Friday, I believe, at midnight Eastern time. So again, adjust your schedules if, like I'm on Central Time, so it's going to be at 11 p.m. They are going to have the $200 gift cards on sale for $180. That's a 10% discount. So it's not going to give you a discount when you're checking out, but let's say you purchase these cards, you can combine these cards, and when you're checking out, you can't actually pay for the runs with this, so it's a 10% discount. Let's say you've already scheduled your runs, or you're not going to do any more runs, or you're not going to sign up for any more runs, but you're scheduled for the ones earlier next year. Remember, you can use these at the parks, you can use them for merchandise, you can use them for food, you can use them for anything there. So it's a good idea to have them. But a lot of you may ask me saying, hey Manny, we do not have a Sam's membership. How is that going to help us? Well, you can ask around. If you have a family member or a close friend that can get them for you, you just pay them back. So that would be something that you could use. And those of you interested, there's a possibility, is what I've been seeing, and a couple of friends of mine have said this, that they actually just recently bought a Sam's membership. And I think of the first year, they might give it to you for like $15. So look to see if there's anything that you can get a discount for, but you really think about it. If you get it for $15 and you just buy one gift card, that's still $5 off of the gift card. Now, it might not be worth your time and effort, but you can get up to 4 gift cards. So that's a total savings of $80 possibly if you get all 4 of them. Again, minus the 15, that's $65. So it might be worth your while to invest in that. You can actually cancel it for the second year. So thank you very much for putting up with me. I got some announcements coming up, but that's all for now. I just wanted to make sure I got this information because out to you because the Sam's cards are going to drop later this week, and I just wanted people to prepare, have enough time to prepare. But without further ado, thank you very much. Create a magical day, create a magical run, and guys, we'll see you sooner than later.